What if I told you Amish bulk food stores buy a semi-truckload of flour every month? They repackage it by hand into 5, 10, and 2 5-pound bags. Then sell it for less than half what grocery stores charge. Here is how it works. Volume purchasing. The business model starts with volume. Amish bulk food stores purchase directly from wholesale distributors in quantities that regular grocery stores cannot match. A semi-truck arrives carrying pallets of flour, sugar, oats, and rice. The store might order 2,000 pounds of all-purpose flour in a single delivery, 500 pounds of white sugar, 300 pounds of rolled oats. These massive purchases allow the store to negotiate prices far below retail. The distributor sells cheaper per pound when moving entire truckloads. The savings are passed directly to customers. Repackaging room. Behind the store sits a repackaging room where Amish workers transfer bulk goods into smaller consumer-sized bags. A worker opens a 50-pound commercial bag of flour and begins filling 5-pound retail bags. Each bag is weighed on a scale to ensure accuracy. When the weight is correct, the bag is sealed with a twist tie and labeled by hand. The same process repeats for sugar, oats, rice, beans, and dozens of other products. This manual repackaging eliminates the packaging costs that drive up prices at commercial grocery stores. The workers are often family members who receive modest wages or work in exchange for discounted goods. Store layout. The store itself is simple and functional. No fancy displays, no advertising, no background music, concrete floors, metal shelving. The aisles are wide enough for shopping carts but tightly packed with products. One wall is dedicated to baking supplies, flour in multiple varieties, sugar in granulated, powdered, and brown, baking powder, baking soda, yeast, and vanilla extract. Another aisle holds grains and cereals, rolled oats, cream of wheat, cornmeal, and various rice types. A third aisle is devoted to beans and legumes, navy beans, black beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, lentils, and split peas. Each product sits in large bins or bags, clearly marked with the price per pound self-service system. Most items are self-service. Customers bring their own containers or use plastic bags provided by the store. They scoop the desired quantity from bins or open bags, weigh it on a scale, and write the weight on a tag that accompanies the item to checkout. This system requires customer participation but keeps labor costs low. A shopper who wants 2 pounds of black beans scoops them into a bag, places the bag on a scale, notes that it weighs exactly 2 pounds, and writes that on a tag. At checkout, the cashier multiplies the weight by the price per pound and adds it to the total. The self-service model means fewer employees are needed on the floor. 1 or 2 workers can manage an entire section while customers handle their own measuring and bagging. This reduces staffing costs significantly compared to traditional grocery stores where employees stock shelves, assist customers, and manage inventory constantly. Pricing strategy. The pricing is straightforward and aggressive. The store calculates the wholesale cost of each item, adds a small markup to cover operating expenses, and sets the retail price. The markup is typically 10 to 20% compared to 50 to 100% at commercial grocery stores. A 25-pound bag of all-purpose flour might cost the store $6 wholesale. They sell it for $8. The same amount of flour purchased in 5-pound bags at a grocery store would cost $20 to $25. The savings are dramatic. Sugar follows the same pattern. Bulk bags of granulated sugar sell for $12 to $15 for 25 pounds. Grocery store prices for the same quantity reach $30 or more. The store does not run sales or promotions. Prices stay consistent year-round. This simplicity reduces administrative work and eliminates the need for advertising. Customers know they are getting the lowest price every day without needing to wait for a sale or clip coupons. Bent and dent. Many Amish bulk food stores include a bent and dent section where salvage groceries are sold at deep discounts. These are products with damaged packaging, dented cans, torn labels, or items approaching their expiration dates. A can of vegetables with a small dent on the side functions perfectly but cannot be sold at full retail price in commercial stores. The Amish store buys these items from salvage wholesalers for pennies on the dollar and resells them at 70 to 80% off regular prices. Canned goods that normally cost $2 sell for 50 cents. Boxed pasta marked down because the box is crushed sells for a quarter. Breakfast cereal past its best by date but still perfectly edible goes for $1 per box. The bent and dent section attracts budget-conscious shoppers, preppers stocking long-term food supplies, and families feeding large households on limited incomes. The savings can be substantial. A shopper who fills a cart with bent and dent items might spend $30 and walk out with goods that would cost $150 at regular retail. Deli counter. At the back of the store sits a deli counter where fresh meats and cheeses are sliced to order. The selection focuses on products made locally by Amish producers. Lebanon bologna is a staple. This is a fermented, smoked sausage with a tangy flavor unique to Pennsylvania Dutch country. It is sliced thin and sold by the pound for $6 to $8. Commercial grocery stores charge $12 to $15 for the same product. The cheese selection includes mild cheddar, Swiss, Colby, and various cheese spreads. These cheeses come from local Amish dairies and are sold at prices significantly below supermarket brands. A pound of sharp cheddar might cost $4 compared to $8 or $9 elsewhere. The deli also offers fresh sandwich making services. A customer can order a sandwich built to specification with fresh sliced meats, cheese, lettuce, tomato, and condiments. The sandwich costs $3 to $4. A similar sandwich at a commercial deli or fast food restaurant costs $7 to $10. The deli counter sees steady traffic throughout the day from both Amish and non-Amish customers. Baked goods. Fresh baked goods arrive daily from Amish home kitchens and small bakeries. Bread is the primary offering. White bread, whole wheat bread, and specialty breads like cinnamon, raisin, or oatmeal. The bread is baked fresh each morning and delivered to the store by mid-morning. It sells for $2 to $3 per loaf. Grocery store bakery bread costs $4 to $6 for similar quality. Pies are another popular item. Apple, cherry, peach, chouflée, and pumpkin pies baked in traditional Amish style with thick crusts and generous fillings. A whole pie sells for $8 to $12 depending on size and type. Commercial bakery pies cost $15 to $20. Cookies, brownies, and pastries round out the selection. These are made in large batches by Amish women who bake at home and sell their products to the store on consignment. The store takes a small percentage and the baker keeps the rest. This arrangement provides income for Amish homemakers while giving the store a steady supply of fresh baked goods without needing to operate a bakery on premises. Customer base. The customer base is diverse. Amish families form a significant portion of daily shoppers. A mother with 6 or 8 children needs bulk quantities of flour, sugar, oats, and beans to keep her household fed. She cannot afford grocery store prices on the volume she requires. She shops weekly or bi-weekly, filling her cart with 50-pound bags of staples. Her children help load heavy bags into the buggy parked outside. The family might spend $150 in a single visit, but walk away with enough food to last 2 weeks. That same amount of food would cost $300 or more at a conventional grocery store. Non-Amish locals also frequent the store. Rural families, retirees on fixed incomes, and young couples trying to reduce grocery bills all recognize the value. A retired couple living on Social Security can stretch their limited budget significantly by buying flour, sugar, and canned goods in bulk. A young family with 3 small children and a tight budget finds that shopping here allows them to eat well without going into debt. These regular customers develop relationships with the store owners and staff. They know which days fresh bread arrives. They know when shipments of certain items come in. They plan their shopping trips accordingly. Preppers represent another segment. These are people who stockpile long-term food supplies in case of emergencies. They buy beans, rice, flour, and sugar in massive quantities for storage. The store's low prices make it possible to stock a pantry for months or years at a fraction of commercial costs. A prepper might purchase 200 pounds of white rice, 100 pounds of pinto beans, and 50 pounds of powdered milk in a single transaction. These purchases are stored in airtight containers at home as insurance against economic collapse, natural disasters, or food shortages. The store staff does not question large purchases. If someone wants to buy 300 pounds of oats, they sell 300 pounds of oats. Tourists visit out of curiosity. They want to experience an authentic Amish business and perhaps buy a few unique items not available at home. The store does not cater to tourists, but welcomes them. Tourist shoppers tend to buy smaller quantities: a bag of homemade noodles, a jar of apple butter, a loaf of fresh bread. They take photos of the store exterior and the buggies in the parking lot. Some ask questions about Amish life. The staff answers politely but briefly. They are there to sell food, not provide cultural education. The mix of customers creates an interesting dynamic where Amish buggies park alongside pickup trucks and minivans in the gravel parking lot. Inside, plain-dressed Amish women with head coverings shop next to English women in jeans and t-shirts. Bearded Amish men in suspenders stand in the checkout line behind clean-shaven retirees. The common thread is value. Everyone is there because the prices cannot be beaten. Payment and checkout. Checkout is simple and old-fashioned. The cashier sits at a desk or counter with a calculator and a receipt book. Each item is weighed if necessary, the price calculated, and the amount written on a receipt. The cashier adds up the total by hand or with the calculator. Credit cards are not accepted. Cash is preferred. Checks are accepted from known customers or those with proper identification. The lack of electronic payment systems saves the store merchant fees that credit card companies charge. Those fees typically range from 2 to 4% of each transaction. By accepting only cash and checks, the store avoids these costs and passes the savings to customers. The receipt is handwritten on a carbon copy form. The customer receives the top copy. The store keeps the duplicate for its records. There are no loyalty programs, digital coupons, or email marketing. The transaction is purely transactional. Pay for goods, receive goods. Leave satisfied with the amount saved. For customers accustomed to modern retail with barcode scanners and digital receipts, the process feels slow at first, but regulars appreciate the simplicity. There is no waiting for a card reader to process, no entering a PIN or signing a screen. Cash is handed over, change is counted back, the transaction is complete, the pace is unhurried but steady. During busy times, a line forms at checkout. Customers wait patiently. Some chat with each other about recipes or bargains they found. Others simply stand quietly with their loaded carts. The store does not hire additional cashiers to speed things up during rush periods. Labor costs must stay low to keep prices down. 1 or 2 cashiers handle all transactions regardless of customer volume. This means shopping during peak hours requires patience, but the savings justify the wait. A customer who stands in line for 15 minutes and saves $50 on their grocery bill considers it time well spent. The checkout area also serves as an information hub. Customers ask about product availability. When will the next shipment of a certain item arrive? Does the store carry a specific brand? The cashier answers based on knowledge gained from working there daily. If a customer wants something the store does not normally stock, the cashier may take a note and mention it to the owner. Sometimes special orders can be accommodated if the item fits the store's bulk food model. But there are no guarantees. The store stocks what it stocks. Customers adapt their shopping to what is available rather than expecting the store to adapt to their preferences. The Amish bulk food store operates on principles that modern retail has largely abandoned. Buy in massive volume, repackage by hand, eliminate unnecessary costs, keep markup minimal, accept only cash. Employ family labor. The result is a business model that delivers dramatic savings to customers while maintaining profitability through sheer volume and efficiency. A shopper who switches from a commercial grocery store to an Amish bulk food store can easily cut their food budget by 30 to 50%. A family spending $400 per month on groceries might spend $200 at the bulk store for the same quantity of food. Over a year, that is $2,400 in savings. For Amish families with 10 or 12 children, the savings are even more substantial. The store provides a vital service to its community while demonstrating that low prices do not require corporate scale or advanced technology. They require discipline, hard work, and a willingness to do things the simple way. No advertising, no fancy displays, just food, cheap, and that is exactly what customers want.